Okay, today we're going to take a look at Access, and when you first get started in Access, this is what your opening screen looks like, and Access is a little bit different. You name and save your database at the very beginning. So at this screen, students sometimes rush through this and hit Create, and they don't take time to actually give their database a file name and save it to the right location. So where it says file name, if you would take a minute and type your database name right here, and then hitting that file folder, you're going to stick it in the right location. So if you're working on the class project, it's called Comashly Design. So I'm going to type in Comashly Design. Notice by default it's called Database 1. I'm going to stick my name on the tail end of it, so when I print things, I'll know whose is whose, that kind of thing. Just stick your name on the tail end of everything. So I hit that file folder, and that's going to help you locate. So let's hit the file folder. I'm going to save mine to my desktop. If you have a folder that you want to stick that in, get it going to the right location. And just click OK. You should then be able to see the name of the database and where it's going to, and then hit Create. Now, after you get into Comashly, you still have the Quick Access toolbar at the top. You still have the ribbon, and it's the control center. But a real quick process on how this starts is you're going to design your database first, and then you'll enter the data in the database area. So find the View button. And you got a couple choices here, Design View or Data Sheet View. I need to design my database first, so I'll go to Design View. Again, they're asking you for a name, so I'm going to create the Business Analyst table that's on page 3 of your textbook. I'm in the orange section of your book, and I'm looking at the bottom table, the smaller table first. I'm going to call it the Business Analyst table, and I'm going to stick my name on the tail end of it and choose OK. This is where you build the database. You're going to decide what name do I want in my database, what type of data is it going to be, what is the primary key. The primary key is that unique something that no one can duplicate. So this is where you're going to take time to type in your business analyst number. It's going to be text. Text is the most user-friendly, so if you are unsure on what to choose, choose text. Text will let you select and work with numbers, letters, spaces, symbols, and all of this information to help you create this table is located on page 16. The business analyst number should be the primary key. And just for speed purposes, I'm not going to type this all in. Just going to get you going on a couple of these. Notice the field size you adjust at the bottom. So I'm going to get a first name in here, and then we're going to show you how this works. After I'm done with the design, this is called the database design or structure, I need to save it. So I can hit a Control-S, or I can come up and hit my Save tool. So they walk you through this, you'll read about this, you'll set up each table, and when you're done with the design view, you'll go over and hit Data Sheet View. And in Data Sheet View, that is where you're going to actually type in all of your records. So as you look in the book on page 3, you're going to have 4 different business analysts, and you'll type that information here. So my first business analyst that I'm going to stick in is Business Analyst 11, Carrie, and then Cordelia. So you'll follow the same procedure for typing in the rest of your records. And when you're ready then to create your second table, if you go up to your Create tab and Table, you'll type in the name of the second table that you're creating. So Create, Table, Design View, and I'll call this one my Client Table with my name on the end of it. Go ahead and OK it. And I'll build the structure of my second table. My second table, I have a client number, client name, and the structure for building that table is on page 33. So you'll build this table, enter all 15 of those records, and proofread very carefully. You're going to use the same database in the second chapter, and you want to make sure you have all of your information in correctly. Now, a couple other steps that you'll do in this chapter is you're going to create a report. So if you go to Create, the Create tab again, there's a tool called Report Wizard. And the Report Wizard will let you just pick and choose the table that you want to work with and the fields that you want to work with. The wizard is just set up and it's prompting you and asking you questions, and you're just going to hit next and kind of walk through it step by step like the book shows you, and then finish when you're done. And then they walk you through a query. So as you look in the book, page 51, you'll set up the report on page 51. And if you look over on page 45 and 47, they're going to walk you through a couple queries. So again, Create tab, and again, Query Wizard. Simple Query Wizard. You'll pick and choose the fields that you would like. So we need to have you work through a couple queries in this one, finish when you're done, and that should get you through Chapter 1 of Access. Now you're going to create for me Lab 2, which is Wahlberg Energy, and Lab 3, which is Philomar. So as you're working on those, you have got to decide what information should be in what table. So if you're looking at Wahlberg Energy, on Wahlberg, the item number, description, on-hand, cost, selling price, and vendor code are all part of the item table. And on the vendor table, there should just be 3 fields. You should have a vendor code, a vendor name, and a telephone number. Now, as you're typing in your records, you will only have 3 different vendors in the vendor table. You get supplies from AS, JM, and SD. That's it. The rest of those are just repeats, duplicates. On the other hand, you're going to have about 15 records in your item table, and you'll list all 15 of those items. So for Lab 2, you're going to create an item table, a vendor table, 2 queries, and a report, and that is Lab 2. Lab 3 is Philomar, and it's a database, and information is coming from 4 small Excel spreadsheets. You'll create this from scratch, and you're going to end up with 2 tables. Table A will be called the client table, and you'll decide what information should be in the client table. The client number, client name, address, city, state, postal code, amount paid, current due, and trainer number should all be included in the client table. The trainer table should include trainer number, last name, first name, address, city, state, postal code, hourly rate, and year-to-date earnings. When you're done, you will have a client table, a trainer table, a query, and a report. And that's a quick little demonstration of the information that you'll need to be successful for Chapter 1 of Access. Good luck.